Right. Hey, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Hang Out and Chat on Saturday. And yes, I'm joined by my good friend Norin Radd. So, hey, Norin, how are you doing?
Doing very well, boss. Thank you for having me on. I'm so glad to be here.
Hey, well, yeah, welcome back to the channel, man. It's been a while since we've collabed. I think last time was Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did Thanksgiving, and then we did your last Did You See That episode. I guest starred on that for, I believe, like a good hour or so. I was on there.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, God, man, it's been a while now, so it's good to have you back, dude. Yeah, and yeah, very quickly. So after the stream, the link to Norin's channel will be in the description box. So go subscribe to him or just search his name, Norin Radd89. You can find him on YouTube. But yeah, brother, for people who don't know you, do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about who you are and what you do on your channel?
For sure, yeah. So mainly I focus on movies and stuff. So movie reviews, rankings, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm also doing a lot of TV stuff now, focusing on Cobra Kai. I'm new to Cobra Kai, so I'm a fan of that. So I'm doing season reviews for that and very excited about that because we got season 6 coming this year as well. So, and I'm also promising that this year I was going to be doing some music content and kind of introducing my followers to my music taste and stuff like that. So that's kind of what my channel's about.
Sweet. Yeah, and I would say definitely if you guys love horror, definitely go follow Norin. He's got a lot of horror content on there. With a recent review he's just dropped of Infinity Pool as well, I believe.
Yeah, that's the second film that I saw this year because I watched, I believe, Sick is a 2023 horror film, and then I watched Infinity Pool. So those are the only two like new films that I've seen for this year so far.
Get ya. Yeah, well, being honest, man, there hasn't been a lot of movies come out this year, I don't think. So,
yeah, not really. Like I was thinking about checking out, I think Pale Blue Eyes is on Netflix with Christian Bale or something like that. I heard about that one.
Right. Yeah, so I saw the poster of that as well. I don't know if it's been getting really good reviews though, so I was a bit cautious.
Yeah, I was like, we'll see. And then Megan, of course, is out. But I'm thinking about maybe tonight after the kids lay down, I might actually video on demand that one and watch it here at the house.
Get you. Yeah, I mean, Megan's an interesting one. I actually saw that the other day with my partner. We went to the cinema. Because at least here in the UK, I'm not sure about you guys in America, but it's been off for like 2 or 3 weeks now, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give you like an expectation going in or, you know, anything like that. All I'll say is, you know, that they're making a sequel that's already been announced, so it's not really a spoiler.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'll be interested to hear your thoughts though once you've seen it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm just excited because I'm hoping they kind of just run with the concept and they lean into the camp and they don't take it too serious. I'm hoping they don't go too serious with it. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully tonight.
Yeah, man. Like I say, I could kind of give you a bit of an inkling, but I don't want to say anything, so you go in like completely like open the movie. So yeah, so I've got my brother Norin hanging with me for about an hour or so, and then he will have to jet off. So yeah, I just want to say everyone, welcome to Hang Out and Chat on Saturday. If you're watching live right now, leave any comments in the chat section, and we'll get to your comments and answer those. If you're watching after the fact, drop a comment on the stream. You know, tell us that you enjoyed the stream and go sub to Nora's channel. I think you're nearly 260 subscribers now. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe I'm at like 256. I believe when I checked this morning and stuff like that. Yeah, it was 256. So I'm approaching that 300 mark. I think my goal, if I have a kind of subscriber goal for this year, it would be to hit over 500. That would be awesome for me. I would really be like that's a goal for me.
Right. Oh man, definitely, and I think that's definitely achievable. I mean, since since I came across your channel that time, and you know we've talked since that point, obviously. Yeah, you know I've seen your channel grow. I've seen like your videos have been doing really well. I haven't seen them yet, but I saw that your physical media videos kind of popped off, which was awesome as well.
Oh yeah, that one's I think almost at like 1,000 right now. It's like my third highest ranked video I think right now, and people love those videos where you're just going through your collection and showing off the stuff you have from your childhood and everything. Because there's some VHSs that I have from when I was like probably like 10 or 9 years old, and I still have them.
Man, that's awesome just to have, you know, in your collection and to kind of show off. I say both those videos are on my watch later list, so I'm going to get to them.
Cool.
But actually, very quickly, I think they're just here. Yeah. So I actually went out today, because it's nearly 7:10 at night here in the UK. And I actually got 3 physical media pickups today, and I think you're gonna dig them.
Sweet, show them off, bro. Let's see what you got.
So this is a first time showing for anyone who's interested. So bit of an exclusive here on the live stream. So I've got like 3 horror movies. The first one is Wreck 2. Got that one today.
Nice.
Yeah, I love the first movie. Saw it Halloween just gone, and I was like, I need to see the sequel. I need to see what happens following the first movie. You know.
Yeah.
So got that one. It was only a couple of pounds as well, so not too bad. The next one I got is a movie I haven't seen in a while, but a Steelbook of Sweeney Todd. So let's hope you get that one.
Let me see. Dang. Wow, that's awesome looking. I like that one.
Oh, dude, it's pretty cool. And the disc got like inside. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but you've got like the Sweeney Todd, and you've got like the barber chair there as well, which is cool.
Wow. Yeah, but that's one of my wife's favorites. She Johnny Depp's probably like her 3rd favorite actor. She loves him. So anything he's in, we always go see. And Sweeney Todd's one of her favorites for sure.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I haven't seen this movie so I've seen this movie twice. And I think the first ever time I watched it, I didn't like it at all. But I was way younger, not really into musicals. And then the second time I watched it, I was like, this isn't too bad. But I think that was a couple of years later. So I'm going to be honest, it must have been about 8-9 years since I've seen the movie. So I'm excited for a rewatch. But then this last one, I think you're probably going to dig the most. Apparently it's out of print from what I've heard. But it's a Blu-ray exclusive steelbook of Evil Dead. That's what I picked up today as well.
Damn, yeah, for real, man. That's pricey. That's a pricey one right there.
See, so this is the thing, right? So I'm part of like an Instagram chat with a couple of other YouTubers, and I showed them the pickups today, and I was like, obviously like those 2 here was maybe about $5 for both, right? So not too bad. And then this one was maybe about $13-14, and I thought, I've never seen a steelbook of that before. I thought, I'll pick it up. And one of the guys in the chat was like, "Oh yeah, Mike, that's out of print now." I was like, "Oh, okay." Didn't realize, and that's like the back of it as well.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's gorgeous for real. I love the red like that. It totally goes with that.
Oh, dude, me too. And let me show you the inside. So you guys are getting to see what I've picked up and a bit of an unboxing as well. So that's
sweet.
The inside. If you can see that, it's right there.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, I can see it now. It was like that glare for a second, but I can see it now.
Nice. So yeah, dude, that's what I've picked up today and added to the collection. So I'm pretty happy with those.
Oh yeah, that's a good film, man. For real, like I said, that's my favorite horror film, and I adore that movie. And I'm so excited for the new one that comes out. I believe April 21st. Evil Dead Rise comes out. Do you guys get it over there in the UK in April?
We've had the trailer to see, saying like coming in 2023, but we've not had like an exclusive. Let me just quickly Google it actually, because I'm not sure.
Yeah, because we got the official date. I'm gonna try to go first weekend. Hopefully, we'll see what my wife's schedule is like and our schedule. So I'll try to see it that first weekend.
Yeah, same here. I've just Googled it, and it says we get the exact same release date as you do.
Cool, sweet.
So yeah, I'm gonna be there. So my partner's one of her favorite ever horror movies is Evil Dead franchise. So yeah, I'm excited for the new one.
Nice. Yeah, see, my wife, hers is Michael Myers Halloween. That's her favorite adored franchise. So we're always butting heads because I'm a Jason fan and she's a Michael fan. So I'm like, who would win because we haven't gotten an official movie.
Tough one to call, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of depends on like which version you would go with, probably, like which version of them.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I don't know if we'd ever get. I think the thing is, right, is like, especially with how movies are nowadays, I don't know if we'd ever get like a mashup horror movie again. Whereas the time when they did that kind of, you know, Freddy versus Jason and Alien versus Predator kind of thing was kind of like how those movies were going back then, and that kind of like trend in Hollywood back then.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's probably the whole issue with like licensing with the organizers, probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. They would have to get some kind of agreement. Jason's always in trouble with the whole like licensing and all that kind of stuff. So it would probably be kind of like completely complicated to try to get them together in one movie for sure.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, bro, like you'll probably have more understanding than I do. But the Friday the 13th rights, they always seem to be an issue. I don't know what the issue is, but it seems as if every time there might be a conclusion, it's like, well, actually, it's in a lawsuit. So, like,
oh yeah.
So what is the whole lawsuit about then?
Oh, so originally happened as Victor Miller and Sean S. Cunningham went to the courts suing each other over rights for the franchise because Victor Miller, he was the original script writer and wrote the first Friday the 13th. But he doesn't have any rights to Jason Voorhees, the character. That's all Sean S. Cunningham. So he has the rights to Jason, the way he looks, the hockey mask, all that stuff. That's all Sean S. Cunningham. But Victor Miller owns the actual story of Friday the 13th and the title too. So that's why when we got 9 and 10, it's Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, because Sean S. Cunningham didn't have the rights to put the Friday the 13th name on those films because he went over to New Line and took that with him. And Victor has the rights to that title.
Right. Okay. So I know recently they've announced they're going to be doing like a Camp Crystal Lake series.
Yeah, it's going to be a prequel series apparently, and I think it's going to be called Camp Crystal Lake, as far as we know.
Right. That's what I'm assuming. Because I mean, do you know if the lawsuit's been sorted now and they can use the Friday 13th title or not?
Well, apparently for the TV series, because the rights and all the litigation stuff doesn't transfer over to television shows, that they can use the Jason name. They would, I guess, be able to use Friday the 13th, all that kind of stuff, because it's a television show and it's not a movie being put in cinemas.
Right. Get you. Okay. I mean, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was saying, apparently this is going to be produced by A24 too, the TV series.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yep.
Let's just hope they don't make Jason art house. But you know,
my whole when I did my prediction video, I'm hoping that we get like a full season of just Mama Voorhees and like kind of Jason at the camp. And maybe kind of focusing on the life and how she had to be a single mom working at the camp. You know, Jason was there and she was, you know, getting him to the camp for free because she worked there, but he was getting bullied. I would assume that's going to be like the first season. And you could probably cap it off with him being drowned and that's the end. And then do a whole second season about Pamela Voorhees and kind of her downfall into a psychosis and becoming a killer in the second season. I think that would be kind of pretty cool.
Yeah, to be honest, man, I think that sounds like a great idea. I saw your prediction video, so I knew you kind of referenced that already.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was just about to ask you, obviously, if they're making a TV series, like how many series could they make? Because, as you said, if it's going to be a prequel, we already know in the first movie we see Jason come up from the water, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he's obviously a little boy at that point, or a teenage boy, whatever. So, you know, they couldn't say, for example, do 7 seasons of a prequel, you know?
Oh no, yeah. I think it's gonna be probably a short run thing. I would say max, I'm gonna guess 4. But I would say they're gonna probably try to do it in 3 seasons, like if they want to wrap up the story, you know what I mean? Just a short run, solid 3 seasons and end it on a final note and maybe lead into a film, possibly.
But do you think there's enough material to do with 3 seasons? Because what you were saying before about addressing him as like a young boy, maybe her working there as like a first season, and then the second season being like the downfall of Pamela, that would kind of perfectly lead into the first movie.
That's true. See, that is true. So like a third season might be stretching it if you pull it in. You might have to like kind of finagle your way. So they might add in some stuff with Jason's father, apparently. I've heard that because we know his name, Elias Voorhees, but there's never been a confirmation of who he was, where he's from, and like what kind of person he was. So we maybe have some stuff about him as well.
Right. Could do, yeah. I think. I think either way, it's going to be interesting whatever they decide to deliver. But maybe they're doing this TV series in the meantime, trying to sort the lawsuit. So, by this point, so here's a quick question for you, because I know you're a big horror fan and Jason fan especially. So say for example, they make the Camp Crystal Lake TV series. They decide to go 1 season or 2 seasons, however long the show goes for, and at least perfectly into, say, the first original movie. If they made a new movie, would you want it to continue after all the Jason movies we've had, or would you want it to be a reboot kind of first movie?
Oh, it kind of sucks. That's a great question, by the way, Mike. That's awesome. It sucks because we did have a fantastic remake in 2009. Like, I thought that Friday the 13th film was pretty solid. I know some people don't like it, but I think right now, in terms of if you wanted to do another film, it'd probably be best just to follow. I think it would just lead in perfectly, like you said, and how we're kind of thinking about it. If they did the show, got us invested in Pamela and Jason, and then capped it off with a nice movie. And if the movie's successful, then yeah, we'll get a sequel. But I think a reboot is like definitely the route they're going to be going for sure.
Yeah, that's a great answer, man. And to be honest with you, I think that could be a good way to go, because I'm going to be honest with you, man, and I know you're probably going to kind of maybe give me a bit of a look here when I say this. But I will be honest, I've only ever seen Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason X.
Really?
I can't. Now, don't get me wrong. I know what happens in the first movie, like pretty much beat by beat. So I know the first movie to an extent. But from what I've heard from yourself, ranking the Jason movies, and other people talking about the franchise, is kind of started off solid, and then as it goes on, the installments kept kind of going stupid to an extent, and then they tried to pull it back, and then it kind of just went kind of like just to the wall with like Jason X and Freddy versus Jason and stuff like that. Whereas I think if this series is getting made by A24, who are becoming a bigger name with each production that they make,
oh yeah,
this is obviously going to be a series that's going to get big numbers, whether it's good or bad, because people's going to be, that curiosity straight away is going to bring fans in. This could be a good way to maybe reboot the whole thing as like a separate franchise. Because obviously Betsy Palmer died in real life. She can't be Pamela Voorhees as like as like an older Pam, or whatever kind of timeline they would try fit her in if they did. But they could call this not Friday the 13th, but have it as a Friday franchise still, but call it like Camp Crystal Lake, and then maybe, I don't know, Jason Takes Crystal Lake, or something like that, I guess,
Oh yeah, they can come up with some cool subtitle names, definitely. I think they can definitely do that, like you said, the subtitle name thing, and do either, because it kind of gets tired. We see like, part 1, part 2, part 3. We see that a lot where people just do the numbers. So I think it'd be kind of cool if they started, another franchise, and they just kind of just started with new subtitle names and stuff, and especially even Jason in the Snow. Like we've gotten fan films with Jason in the Snow, but we've never gotten a real film. So I think that would be pretty exciting.
I think that would be awesome. Like that would be so different because you don't really see a slasher movie set in the snow, for example. And I think in a way, I think it would be quite a good way to, again, personal opinion, you'll be able to comment better than I ever could. But like if they're doing a Camp Crystal Lake, it could be cool to do a series of movies. They don't have to argue for law rights or anything like that because you can use subtitles. And make this as like say a series, then maybe movies, and separate it so people are like, right. So have you seen the original Friday the 13th, but have you seen this new reboot series called Camp Crystal Lake or The Adventures of Crystal Lake or whatever? So it's two complete different titles and not like the recent Halloween trilogy we got. I mean, how many movies are called Halloween?
Yeah.
So you're like, well, which one? Is it like the 78 one? Is it the Rob Zombie one? Is it the new one? It's confusing,
Yeah, it gets to a point where it's like, that's one thing is like, I love the fact that horror films were able to remake them and we're able to see new visions from different directors and different writers and stuff. But I think, the title, naming the films, they could definitely do a lot better and kind of making it more unique and stuff like that. Because, you just have to remember the date and be like, or like you said, Rob Zombie's Halloween, or like who made it.
Right. I think it's just laziness, and just the, because at the end of the day, as you said, like if you typed in Halloween now on Google, for the movie, you wouldn't know what search result you're getting. You hope for the best one, I guess.
Yeah. And it's like if you're a newcomer to horror, like you can totally run into one of the other films first and think that's the original one or that's the timeline that you're supposed to go with, and it's like, no, that's not,
Right, exactly. So I think like this kind of prequel with the Camp Crystal Lake, straight away it's a completely different name to anything in the series. So people's going to be like, oh, wow, okay. When they search Camp Crystal Lake, it's not going to bring up the whole Friday franchise. It's just going to bring up Camp Crystal Lake. So, very quickly, just to let you know, man, we have got a lot of comments. We are going to get to your guys' comments, so continue to keep leaving them. We will get to them all. I do want us to start with this one as it relates to what we've just been talking about. That's from the Joseph one. He says, Camp Crystal Lake, if it's a prequel to Friday the 13th, I can't imagine it being any good. ? It's just going to be some lazy teens not looking after kids. The horror only starts when Jason dies. Again, you can comment on this far better, Norin. So what do you think of this?
Well, I think if we're thinking it's A24 and that's what we know, and we know they're a much unique kind of production company, and they got the writer who did the Hannibal series, so we know it's going to be a much more character study type show. So I think it's going to focus a lot on Pamela Voorhees. I think Jason will be there, but I think it's just going to be a lot on her. And like said, yes, you're going to have to relate to these characters. Like she is a single mother. Like, do you have a single mom? That might be a relatable type thing. She's working, at this camp, trying to make ends meet, and kind of like you said, her downfall into being bullied. She probably gets bullied, I would assume, like Jason Voorhees too, and all that kind of stuff. So I bet you that's what it's going to be like. But I could see where it could get kind of tiring if it's just going to focus purely on bullying in the 80s, because we have seen that kind of a lot.
Yeah. And I think in a way though, like from what you were saying, I think with the making this series, that firstly 100% agree it's going to focus on Pamela, give us a bit story about her and how she got to this state of the first original movie, if they're acknowledging that or they're just doing their own thing, we don't know. But I think it is going to be the case of also focusing on Jason, about like maybe him growing up as like a baby, maybe thinking that as you mentioned, his dad, bringing him in and like his story as to like why he's never present, kind of thing. So I think it's going to kind of tug on those different subjects, but I also think it's going to focus into some killing, whether that's Pamela getting the first for killing by maybe killing someone by accident and thinking, oh, well, actually, this is something that I enjoy, and maybe a fulfillment in a hole in a life kind of thing. And especially if it's A24 and a prequel series, they've got a big reputation as it is to hold up to the franchise, that like the love for that franchise. So I
Plus,
can imagine. What's that?
I was gonna say, like I said, plus it's been 14 years. It's been a long time since we've gotten any Jason content, you know.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, we've got Joe. He's also just added to the subject. He says, "Yeah, I don't know where the horror will happen. Pamela wanted revenge for Jason's death, so I don't understand why it's a prequel." Yeah.
True.
Again, I think it's one of those where, like, you know, like Pamela was the original killer in the series until eventually got to Jason. I think. Correct me, Norin. Was it number 3 or 4? He gets the mask.
3, he gets the mask. 2 is when we first see him, but yeah, 3 is when he gets the full-on design of how we know him to be today.
Right. So, but originally, though, obviously that was Pamela in the first movie. She started the whole thing off. You know, whether fans acknowledge it much or they don't, she was the main, you know, obviously the killer in the first movie.
Oh yeah.
Joe's one says, "Can only see this working if Jason dies first episode. Story focuses on Pamela from that point. Otherwise, the prequel seems stupid." What do you think, Norin?
That could be kind of an interesting take, because I actually saw on, I believe it was Twitter, and then I read from Bloody Disgusting that apparently Sean S. Cunningham is trying to get a film launched, but it's not going to be tied to the series at all. But I don't know if that's just a rumor and he's saying that just to be like a combative type thing. So it's right. Joe's right. Maybe they could totally throw us for a loop, and maybe Jason dies very early on, and it's just about Pamela, which I wouldn't mind. And me being a Friday the 13th fan, and I do love my Jason Voorhees and his kills and all that, I would appreciate a whole show that kind of just focused on her. I wouldn't mind that at all.
I think it's going to be interesting however they go around it. Because one other thing I want to point out, he's left another comment. So he's saying, "Huge Friday the 13th fan, so dreading this being awful and ruin any chance of Friday for just being made in the future." So that it's one of those that could be a possibility. The only thing I'm going to say, because again, no one can comment on this far better than I can, is for anyone who's watching, if you've ever seen the Chucky TV series, for me, like that series is fantastic. It adds to all the movies that they've done. Still has like the silly, goofy kind of knows what it is to it, but it also adds to the whole arc of every one of those movies, even like the stupid installments. So if the Camp Crystal Lake can do that for Friday the 13th, I think it's going to be a successful one, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. And I was talking to, I believe it's Angel from the Voices from Mausoleum podcast. She was doing a live stream the other day, and I was brought up on the live stream that I think we're kind of in a kind of golden era for horror television shows. And I know horror's popping off in the movies. We're having a lot of great horror movies, of course, but I think television horror is really popping off, and we're kind of in that golden era where we're getting horror comedy shows. We're getting serious horror shows. We're getting thrillers, and they're all really booming and really popular, like Stranger Things, Wednesday, you know, even Hannibal. We had the Hannibal TV show, and that was very popular. So all those kind of shows are really hitting the mark right now.
Right. Yeah, and they're all doing well, and especially for these streaming services, it's given people a reason to go to that service as well. Do you know what streaming service it is for going to be doing this Camp Crystal Lake?
It's Peacock. They're going to be on Peacock. Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's good. Yeah. So again, that could be something that gets people over to Peacock, you know, and if they put a right budget into it, I think it's going to be interesting. So we've got quite a few comments. So again, just to you guys who's watching live right now, drop any comments, whatever you want to talk about, drop them in there. We're going to get to them, and we're going to catch up. So we've got a couple here. We've got Q Reviews saying, "What's up, man?" So hey Q, hope you're doing well.
Q.
We got the view with Drew saying, "Hey, what's up?" So, hey, Drew, hope you're well.
Hey.
Before we drop into the next comment, everyone who's watching live after the fact, type in on YouTube right now, Norin Radd89. Go subscribe to this legend right here. And yeah, let's help him get to 300 subs because he's not too far away.
Thanks,
so
boss.
Do that. You're welcome, man. And the link to Norin channel will be in the description box after the stream. The viewer Drew says, do you guys think the MCU will do Ghost Rider and Blade justice or ruin them?
What do you think, Mike? What's your thoughts?
I think it's going to be an interesting one. I think it's a tough one for me to answer personally because right now I'm a bit on not loving Marvel stuff recently. Being honest with you, like last year the projects they put out, none of them I have an urge to go back and rewatch. I would far rather go back and rewatch like the Captain America trilogy, Spider-Man No Way Home, the Avengers movies, that kind of stuff. So I think it really depends on if Marvel picks up with the new Ant-Man movie coming out next month, and maybe bringing in like an actual full story, start bring people together and get people, myself excited for like their stuff. But I think it also comes down to casting because if I'm not mistaken, from what I heard about the Blade series, and let me know, Norin, if you heard the same thing, is so the new Blade's going to be that Mahershala Ali, if I've said his name right.
I think it's Mahershala Ali. If I'm correct, I don't know. One of us are correct.
Right, I'm going to go Mahershala. I'm going to go with what you said. Sounds right. And I think from what I heard in the report is they were just about to start filming for Blade. And I think Kevin Feige got the script or something like that. Or Mahershala Ali said himself he wasn't happy with the script at all going into the project. Heard that. So if that's the case, then that could potentially ruin the Blade series. If he already, I think they fired the director and writer, and I think they got new people in and obviously delayed it. But that's not a good sign. So I don't know, man. I can't really answer this one. What do you think?
I think right now Marvel, I don't. A lot of people wouldn't like to admit it, but I think Marvel's in crisis mode. They're really kind of losing a large fan base of their audience, and it might not be the most hardcore fans of Marvel because they're sticking it hard to the end. But there's a lot of general audience members and people that I talk to that are totally losing faith in Marvel, and I think they're kind of in crisis mode. And yeah, like you said, a lot of things we hear about post-production or firing of writers and directors, and I think even James Gunn's leaving them to go to DC. He did the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then he's bouncing to go to DC. So there's a lot of things that are giving signs that Marvel's kind of in a crisis mode right now.
Yeah. I agree with you completely because I know it's not Marvel, and this question relates to that. But last night I was on Jamie in the Front Rows channel for a live stream, and we were talking about DC, and we were saying the exact same thing for DC, about this whole James Gunn, Peter Safran taking over. They haven't announced future projects, but they sacked Henry Cavill. The Rock's not coming back, and of these movies this year, which we've got Shazam, Aquaman 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And The Flash, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
If none of them are staying on, then these are kind of going to be like redundant movies, so to say. So I think it's personally, man, I don't know if you agree. I think both studios are in a bit crisis at the moment.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because I think we're falling out of the superhero phase, and it really does suck to kind of see the death of something that really kind of revitalized cinema at the era when Iron Man got introduced and the Marvel and DC were kind of taking off again. We had the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight films, and like the Avenger films, and it was booming. And I think now we're kind of seeing the tail end of that and seeing people getting tired and the oversaturation of the superhero market in cinema.
Right. I think, you know, man, I think for me, so I agree with everything you say. I think for myself personally, from what you said, which you make a great point, if I look at, like, say, the superhero movies coming up in the next 4 or 5 years, I would probably say that the two movies I'm looking forward to the most in that time is Joker 2 and Batman 2. And I think for me, though, those movies are ones that's going to stand for a long time because they're a bit like the Nolan trilogy, like more of a serious take on superheroes. And, you know, it's not a movie once a year. It's every 2-3 years these movies are coming out. So it makes you appreciate, like, I think Joker was 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Right. So Joker 2, I don't think it's till next year, 2024. So, like, it just gives you that appreciation. You think, oh, wow, 5 years till another movie, which is a long time. But in that meantime, you can revisit that first movie over and over again. We're going to get news about, obviously, Lady Gaga joining the cast with Joaquin Phoenix and who else is going to come on board at that time. And then the Batman's been announced for a sequel with Matt Reeves coming back, I believe, and Ron Patterson again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, man, but for me personally, the only movies I'm bothered about now is Batman and the Joker sequels.
So, yeah, I'm definitely those two are up there. And if I was to add one more for me, it's probably going to be the Fantastic Four one. And I do love the Fantastic Four because that's one of the first kind of comic families that I got introduced to and got addicted to. But they've never really done them true justice. But I'm like, with Marvel, the way they're going right now, I can't really trust them at the moment.
Right. Yeah. So, like, exactly. Like, so as you were saying, is I would love to see a new Fantastic Four movie. But, like, as you said, like, right now with what Marvel's been like, for me, I'm just like, I don't want to see it. and it's not to say that Marvel, like, at the end of the day, right, we've got Ant-Man coming out next month, which looks cool. Looks like it's developing a bit on this kind of whole Kang kind of story arc they're going for. Guardians 3 looks cool. Looks like it's going to be an emotional one with Rocket Raccoon, the teasing.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, there could be some projects this year that really, like, help them bounce back a little bit, you know. But like, for now, yeah, I think we're on the same page. We're not really too excited about what they've got, you know. It's a shame.
Yeah. That's why it's like it's definitely the tail end of, I think, that whole superhero thing for them.
Yeah, I think the issue is, like, one part with Marvel especially is they teased a TV project during COVID with WandaVision. Obviously that was really successful. People were at home, couldn't go out, so people were going to just tune in, watch it on Disney Plus. Because it went well, they thought, oh, let's just throw it all at the wall and just put out TV shows every month. And I don't think they've realised, well, actually, people can go back outside again, so they're not just going to sit down and watch this when, you know, they've got things to do, you know.
Excuse me.
So I think, yeah. But we've got Anthony Perez. He says, have a great chat, y'all. Don't have the time to watch right now. We're dropping some love. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, Perez. My brother Joe, although he has already commented, he said, hey, guys, hope you have a great Saturday. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, Joe. Hope you're well.
Thanks, Joe.
I got Jason, your Millennial, saying, hey, Mike and Norin. Sorry I couldn't be there. Hope you're doing well. So, hey, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Well. Yeah, so Jason was going to jump and hang out and chat tonight, but no, he messaged me last night saying that he'd been thrown up. So, yeah, dude, hope you're feeling better soon.
Definitely, man. Hope you feel better. Get some rest.
Absolutely. We've got D Movieman. So, hey, D, hope you're well. He says, hey, Mike and Norin, hope you're both doing well. Yeah, we're doing good. Hope you are too. He says, I was wondering, if you had the opportunity, what are some movie sets you would visit from some of your favorite films? Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what, Norin, I'm going to let you go first in this one.
So for me, I would love to try to visit anything that has to do with, like, any horror slasher from the 80s for me. anything like that. So be it Friday the 13th, The Nightmare on Elm Street. I would love to stand on the same corner that Laurie Strode sat on with the pumpkin in Halloween, because they have that. There's that corner still there. The houses are different, and I believe there's a shopping mart or like a gas station right there on the corner now. But you can still stand there on the corner where she stood. So, and anything like that, because slashers are where that's my bread and butter. And like just being able to stand in the same spot they were, going to New Jersey where they filmed Friday the 13th, I would love that.
That would be awesome, because especially like back in the 80s and such, they obviously used real locations to do it, not like sound studios and stuff. So
yeah,
I think that would be awesome, especially standing in that corner where Laurie Strode was. That would be cool.
Oh yeah, I would definitely have to bring, even if it was a fake pumpkin, I would totally bring a pumpkin and just stand there with it and have like my wife take a picture.
That would be awesome, man. Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's a tough one, right? Because, like, say for example, like Back to the Future, right? So everyone knows that's my favorite movie. But in Universal LA, they've got the Hill Valley Clock Tower. So, and I know in LA that's where they shot the movie. So a lot of the filming locations are in one kind of thing. So, I like that would be an obvious answer. But I would also say I would have loved to have been on one of the sets of like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. I think that would be pretty sweet, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Especially maybe that scene in Dark Knight Rises when Bane and Batman are fighting in the in like the underground kind of drains. Oh. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I love that movie, man. Like you know that's my favorite Batman movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. I know, which is I think a bit of a hot take, because everyone says like, "Oh, I'm not really huge in that one," and Nolan's like, "Ah, it's my favorite one."
Yeah, I've returned to it so much, man. I've probably seen that movie like 25 times or something like that.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, to me, I will say, man, like, so I watched the movie a couple of years back. Like again, like so I've seen it and then I saw it again and I saw it again. And yeah, definitely appreciate that movie. I don't think it's my favorite. I think that goes to Batman Begins. I think it's like 1, 2, and 3 for me.
Okay.
But I think that third movie gets a lot of flack, and I don't think it deserves it, to be honest.
I think mainly it's because it came after The Dark Knight, and a lot of people herald that as like one of the greatest comic book movies of all time. So when you're going to be a third film to that, you're not really going to top that. And I think that's kind of like the feeling. And then a lot of people, Christopher Nolan has like some, I could say probably some writer convenience and maybe plot holes in the third film that a lot of people aren't used to with his films. So that's why they kind of don't gravitate towards that one as much.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, like definitely know where you're coming from, and with the plot holes, you can kind of tell a little bit. But at the same time, I think I just appreciate it for the fact of Heath Ledger was meant to be in that third movie. Obviously, he passed away when it kind of like it wrapped that second movie, or just wrapping up. I can't remember. So he had to do kind of like an emergency rewrite to make the third movie. Mm-hmm. And I think with what he was given, for most part, I think it works pretty well, personally.
Oh yeah, I think it's a nice little arc when you view it as kind of Christian Bale's arc through the 3 films. I think it works very well.
Right. See, one thing I appreciate about The Dark Knight Rises the most is I think it's the first time we really see a vulnerable side to Batman, and
that's true.
The fact that he's broken and he has to, try recover and build his body back up. When the first 2 movies, we don't really get that. We just get him kicking ass pretty much, really. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to it. So, I'm with you, man. I would defend Dark Knight Rises any day of the week.
Cool. Definitely. I'll be in that boat with you, brother.
All right. I'm glad someone is. But yeah, so again, if you're watching live right now, leave any chat in the comment, whatever you want to talk about. We're going to get to them. We'll be getting through them at the moment. We've got Tim saying, hey, all happy Saturday. So, hey, Tim. Hope you're well. We've got Lego and you saying, yo, Mike, how's it going? So, hey, Lego, hope you're well. D Movie Man says, I would personally love to visit the Rear Window set along with The Elephant Room from Moulin Rouge and 17 Cherry Tree Lane from Mary Poppins. Wow, okay. Bit of a variety.
Those are great picks. Those are great, for real.
Right. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't seen like 2 out of 3 of them. But yeah, like the Mary Poppins one, I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh, so you haven't seen Rear Window or Moulin Rouge yet?
Nah, they're on the list. Don't worry, they're actually on the list.
Cool.
To be honest, I have, so like if you guys are interested, down below in the description box, I've got like a link to kind of like a link tree. On there, I've got my letterbox. What I'd advise if you guys are interested is follow me on Letterboxd, because any movies that I don't cover on the channel, which is quite a few, and like first time watches, I put them all in there, like my detailed thoughts. I've been watching like a lot of first time watches recently, so yeah, check that out. That's where you'll see like some of my comments. Do you have Letterboxd, Norin?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually trying to keep track this year for the first time of all the films I watch all year, and hopefully January next year I'll do a live stream and rank every film that I saw all year. So I'm planning on hopefully being able to do that.
Wow, I think that's a great idea, because I had a bit of an idea of that as well. I think it's going to be a long live stream, depending on how many things you've seen.
Oh yeah, I know, because we'll see. So far, it's just 2 so far.
Wow. Okay, that's not too bad. But yeah, well, Norin, after the stream, and hit me up on Twitter and let me know your Letterboxd account, or follow me and I'll follow you back, because I'd love to.
Sweet.
Because I always love seeing what people's watching, because not everyone covers everything on their channels like me, like what they've been watching. So yeah, so if you're interested, go subscribe to me on Letterboxd, and then also go subscribe to Norin, and I'm sure we'll get his Letterboxd, and I'll put in the description. We've got Lego News. It says, yesterday I was looking for a Scarlet Witch Funko Pop because Elizabeth Olsen is coming to Kuwait for a Comic-Con, and I want to get a pop so she can sign it. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, I would love to meet Elizabeth Olsen. Seems cool.
I'm excited because we're having the first ever Morgan Crypt convention is coming to New Mexico this year in July. Okay. So I'm going to be getting tickets for me, my wife, and the kids and stuff. And hopefully we're going to get a chance to see Tyler Mane and Linnea Quigley. So Tyler Mane played the Michael Myers in the Rob Zombie Halloween films. And then Linnea Quigley was in Night of the Demons, and she was in Slime Bowl-O-Rama and a bunch of old school films from the 80s, even Silent Night, Deadly Night as well. So hopefully we'll get some signatures and photo ops with them.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's the first one ever, so I'm hopefully we'll make it maybe a yearly thing if they keep coming to New Mexico. Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, as you said, if it's the first one ever, I can imagine it's going to be a popular event, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. And I know you love your horror as well, so that's right up your alley. And this could be awesome. And I hope when you're there, brother, if you're able to do a vlog as well, I would love to see that.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely try to shoot, because it's my first one ever. I've been to Comic-Cons and I've been to other kind of conventions, and anime ones, but I've never been to a horror one yet.
Nice. Oh man, I mean, if it's anything like the one I went to last year for the first time ever, yeah, a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah, pretty cool. I've got Lego also saying, but they didn't have any Scarlet Witch Funkos, but I saw quite many pops on the shelf and didn't hesitate to get Kang. Yeah. So Lego does like a lot of like Lego customs with Marvel and stuff, so definitely check them out. Cool guy. He says, so I might look for a Scarlet Witch poster or something so she can sign and frame it, but meeting someone from the NCAU would be a dream come true. Yeah, absolutely. And especially Liz Wilson, a big actress in her own right anyway. So
oh yeah, she seems like a really nice person too.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it'd be cool, man. Yeah, get a photo if you do get it. And he says the guy who plays Vecna from Stranger Things also coming. Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, sweet.
He's gonna have a fun Comic-Con by the sounds of it.
Right.
We've got Zach D Production. So he said, "What's up, man?" So hey, Zach, hope you're well. He says most anticipated movies of this year. For me, John Wick 4, New Indiana Jones, and Mission Impossible movies are some of mine. I would have to have a look at what movies are coming out this year, but Norin, have you got any from top of mind what you want to see?
So I would say if I was to go number one for sure, anticipated is Evil Dead Rise. That's my top one.
It's
I
cool.
want to see that one. Mission Impossible does look really good because we were supposed to get it last year, but it got postponed to this year.
Right.
And then apparently I heard we are supposed to be getting a Mad Max prequel film this year to the Fury Road film that we got. So I'm really excited about that because I'm a fan of the Mad Max franchise and I think they're all really good films. Right. And then Knock at the Cabin's a really one I'm excited for. It's an M. Night Shyamalan one. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else off the top of my head. John Wick 4 I am excited for, but I'm getting a little tired, but I'm hoping John Wick 4 is better than the third one because I didn't really like the third one that much.
Right. Yeah. Like, so I'm with you, Norin, on John Wick. Like, I think it should have kind of stopped after the first one, personally. But I know if Jason or Millennial, if he's watching this, he will write in the comments he wants 20 John Wick movies. Yeah, I'm not going. The Cabin looks awesome. I think that's coming out very soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe that's next month in February.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Mission Impossible, as you said as well, like that looks really cool. They just seem to be getting better, those movies, so looking forward to that. I would say one that well, I can't say anticipate, but what I'm intrigued for is Renfield with Nicolas Cage's Dracula.
Oh yeah, I saw a trailer for that.
Yeah, it looks like completely just bonkers, but it looks like a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. It looks like one of those roles that he's just going to have a blast with. Like, you know, you're always going to remember it because it's Nick Cage's Dracula.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I can't really comment on this because I can't say to mind there's any movies I'm really dying to see. I'm kind of like taking it month by month and just see what's on and kind of go from there, really.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the question, dude. Yeah, it's a good question. Jason saying, yeah, tired of John Wick? Never.
We knew it.
And we got off the cover saying blasphemy. Every John Wick film was amazing. Well, I'm glad you guys are showing some love for John Wick. Yeah, I know you guys love that movie. So, yeah, it's cool to see. We've got here. Let's have a look. We got Verse Film Production saying, "Hey everyone, just tuned in. So what now? All I say is Friday the 13th. Did something drop?" No. So nothing's dropped, but obviously a little while ago they announced Camp Crystal Lake prequel series. That's what we were discussing.
Yeah. So it's basically just the news, which I don't think the series is supposed to come out till next year. I think they're writing it right now, but they actually, I heard official news that Kevin Williamson is joining the writing cast. So the writer from the first Scream movie is joining the writing cast for this TV show as well.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited. There's a lot of good news surrounding the show.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got him as well. I think it's pointing to good signs anyway. So we'll see. We got Dave from Turtle Star saying, "Hey Mike, I'm at work now, so I'll be watching in the background, but hope everything's awesome." Hey Norin, so yeah, hey Dave.
Hey.
Zach D Production says MCU is oversaturated at this point. Yeah,
we feel you, man. Like I said, it's just, I think we need just a new era of superhero films. We need a kind of a break or some kind of new, just one that hits and it kind of revamps the whole thing. You know what I mean? It might not even be a DC or a Marvel film. It might be some off-brand kind of superhero film, but something that just brings something different to the table. That's what we need.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm hoping they do bring something different to it as well. But we'll just have to wait and see what projects have got lined up this year and what they deliver, I guess. So, yeah. I got first film saying Mahershala, pronounced okay.
Mahershala.
I'll probably still get it wrong, but thank you for the correct pronunciation. Thank you. Like when News says, I think the reason Marvel is kind of in crisis right now because nothing is really connecting like how the Infinity Saga did because Phase 4 has been all over the place. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with, I know it sucks because I think we all miss Chadwick Boseman. He was such a great actor, and being Black Panther, he was like, he just really stuck that role down and everybody loved it. And I think he was going to be kind of the next Captain America for the next phase. And
Right.
when that happened and his tragic passing happened, that they kind of had to revamp their whole thing. So I think that really kind of threw them into crisis mode. And like, they have great writers, but I don't think they're communicating, to be honest. Like, I don't feel like they're all communicating. I feel like they're hiring people and people aren't really talking to people. They're just kind of doing their projects and then like bouncing or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. It seems as if it's like say like a writer director of a movie or TV show is maybe told, right, do what you want in this series, or like follow this kind of like rough guide, but make sure it connects to this project in 10 movies time, kind of thing, you know? That's what it kind of feels like. So everyone's like, oh, we just need to make sure it connects to this whenever this happens, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I mean, we've got first films saying also about this. Gunn is already helming new DC, so he's already out. Stephen Dorff complained at Sundance about the new Blade. Weird because he works with Ali, saying it should not be touched, but Snipes has given his blessing. Yeah, I think it's one of those where, again, it's going to be weird how it comes in, because the original Blade is obviously like kind of like pretty high in age rating. There's a lot of blood, everything like that, and
Yeah.
MCU's not known for doing that. So it depends if they're going to go like a Deadpool route with Blade and make it so that there is still a lot of blood and he kind of fits in that universe with Deadpool, or they're going to tone him down. You know, I think that's how it's going to be, really.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think that would be a good idea if they kind of maybe started like not its own universe, but kind of an off-brand universe that's all rated R characters, where you
Right.
can have your Ghost Riders, your Punishers, your Blades, and they're all doing their rated R thing, and they could even reference the Captain Americas and the other or the Spider-Mans and stuff, but they don't necessarily have to cross over. Because I think that might pull some more people in, because I think we're ready for more mature content now as it comes as Marvel fans.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, and that's one reason why. So I've always preferred DC over Marvel, and that's why, because I think like with DC, you get more serious stuff, which I want to see. Which is what you get from like the Dark Knight trilogy and like the Batman and the Joker movie specifically. So yeah, I think that's probably a way that the might go. I definitely don't want them to tone down Blade, because I think that would just take away from it completely. But we'll have to wait and see. Might be able to do a couple more comments, and then I know Norin, I know you have to jet, so
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I've got Lego News saying Phase 4 story wise, and this is my personal idea. Might make a video on this on my second channel, which I'm trying to reshape, but the way I would do Phase 4. Yeah, go for it, man. I would love to see that. That'd be cool.
Nice. Yeah, I bet there's like some way you can like fan edit it to where it would be better, the movies and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because he's saying Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Moon Knight, Hawkeye as a movie, and Doctor Strange, the Multiverse Madness as the end of Phase 4. All right, cool. Well, keep me posted, man. And if you make that in your second channel, I'll check it out. That'd be cool.
Definitely.
MCU probably should have ended with Endgame. No, I can't really agree, because I like Spider-Man No Way Home. So
I think it's just, it sucks because we were so invested in those characters, and it really did kind of cap off an era. And it's like now we have to. It's like, it's kind of like wrestling. How we love wrestling, we love the Attitude Era, but sometimes we might not like the New Aggression Era or the Golden Era. You kind of got to get used to what's the next thing, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like adapting to like different changes as well, isn't it? So, but yeah, we're pretty much on the hour. So I know Norin's got a jet. So yeah, just before you go, Norin, again, anyone watching live, type in Norin Radd89 on YouTube. You'll find his channel.
Thank you.
On the description box down below after the stream. Go subscribe to him. But very quickly, man, before you go, I do want to tell everyone a little bit about what content you've got coming up on your channel.
Definitely. So yeah, for sure. Cobra Kai season 3. I have that video filmed. I watched season 3 of Cobra Kai, so I bet you're excited to hear my thoughts on that and find out where my thoughts are. So that's
Definitely.
my main project that I got to edit right now. And then I want to shoot a review for Sick, because that was another 2023 horror film that I watched. That was kind of a slasher film that got dropped on Peacock. So
Right.
I'll be reviewing that. And then I want to start my music stuff. So I was thinking about doing a kind of an introduction video, just kind of introducing my subscribers to my taste in music, how I grew up with music, what I listened to throughout the years, and how it's evolved into how I am the adult today, what I listen to and stuff.
Nice, man. Yeah, so some awesome content. Yeah, I've been loving hearing your thoughts on Cobra Kai as well. It's been awesome.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, it's been an exciting show. I really like, you guys are right. It's very engaging, and so far my favorite storyline or couple is definitely Johnny and Miguel. I love their, like, just the combo. Their duo is so awesome.
Oh man, definitely the best thing about the show.
Yeah.
For sure. So yeah, so Norin's got some awesome content. So please go subscribe to him. He's nearly on, well, nearly 260, but let's help him get to near 300. I know you guys are awesome, so I know you'll help with that. But yeah, brother. Till next time, I'll see you later.
Thanks for having me, brother. Have a good day, bro.
See ya. All right, so yeah, I'm by myself now, guys. So yeah, any questions or comments you've got, leave them in the chat. I'll get to them. But yeah, Norin's an awesome guy, so please go subscribe to him. Next up, I've got Jason Your Millennial says, as a horror fan, are you excited for the original Scream Queen Jamie Lee Curtis getting the first Oscar nominations like 40 years after starting in Halloween? Absolutely, yeah. So Jamie Lee Curtis has been in a lot of great movies besides Halloween and that whole franchise. She's a fantastic actress, and I think she should have probably had a nomination like a good while ago. I don't know why it's taken this long to get her one, being honest. But I'm excited. I actually hope that she wins it, because she generally really deserves it. But we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm really excited. If you guys are excited for that as well, let me know in the comments. I've got Pete from Playtendo. So evening, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. So yeah, hey Pete from Playtendo. Yeah, hope you're doing well, my friend. And I hope you're doing good. Let's have a look. Jason says, what's your favorite Oscar nominated horror movie? Slam is probably the most herald. To be honest, I'm not sure about you guys. I can only speak for myself. I don't really follow Oscars that much. I only hear about it through bits and pieces, or like Jason done like a stream on it, and a couple of other guys I've talked to and stuff. I've done videos on it, so I can't really comment on this because I don't follow it, if I'm honest. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'll be intrigued to see like who wins this year. I'll follow up on the results, and I can maybe answer that then. But at the moment, I probably can't. If I'm going to be honest, Jason. But if you guys are excited for the Oscars, or any nominations you want to talk about, or maybe tell me about some nominations for a particular category, maybe ask me who I'd vote for, let me know, and I'll let you guys know. We'll speak about it that way. I got Roddy saying yo. So hey Roddy, hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Off the cover, it says, hey guys, greetings from New York. So hey man, hope you're well. He says, you may have already talked about this, but what are your opinion on all the Oscar nominees? Yes, obviously Norin's gone, so I'm sure you probably could have added to this. But again, I can only speak for myself. I've not followed the news really. I've heard bits and pieces through Jason, the old Millennial, who did a specific live stream about this as well. That's where I heard it from. So I can't comment too much if I'm going to be completely honest. Unless you guys have maybe got like a specific question on the Oscars in like a certain category, I can maybe quickly Google it and see who's been nominated, and maybe give you my thoughts. But yeah, we'll see. Jason says, are you disappointed that Terrifier 2 didn't get any Oscar nominations? Well, firstly, I didn't know that I didn't have any nominations, but I do now. Secondly, I think it would have been nice if it got a bit of recognition, if I'm being honest. Just simply, even if it's not the fact of the acting or the gore or horror, whatever like that. Just the fact of like it had such a small budget, kind of classed as like an indie movie in a way, and it made so much money at the box office, and it was like #1 for several weeks, outbeating like a big number of like well-known movies. I think like even just like a nice little like quick nomination. Not nomination, but like just recognition. I think that would have been really nice. So that is a little bit disappointing if they don't do that. Verse First Production says, Infinity Pool or Infinite Pool, I don't know what it's called, one of those. Showing how Mia Goth is the new horror hit girl at the moment. She's doing a great job, and Ty West as a great director. So yeah, I kind of agree with this. Yeah, so last year I watched Pearl. I think that was my first introduction to Mia Goth, or I think it might be another movie I've seen her in, but I can't really remember, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, she was great in Pearl. The other night, me and my partner sat down and watched X for the first time. So yeah, I watched X, and we both loved it. Mia Goth was fantastic in that movie. So yeah, she's definitely been like a big hit. She's definitely getting more known, and fantastic actress, especially that monologue in Pearl. If you've not seen that monologue alone, that is just truly incredible, if I'm being honest. I got Gigi Aloma saying at work, but just wanted to say hi. So hey, Justin, hope you're doing well. And very quickly, as Ty West is a great director, yeah, you know, Pearl and X are great movies. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to do with Maxine. Verse Film says, I did a review of top 14 new horror movies coming this year, Evil Dead Rise, and we're looking forward to the meter coming out. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that one is. I know about Evil Dead Rise, by the way, but not the other one or other two. So apologies for any ignorance on that. I don't know about those movies. But yeah, I'll definitely check out your list on the top 14. Probably educate me on some movies coming out this year, because I really don't know. So that'd be cool. Jason says, what about Cocaine Bear? Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I think it's going to be a kind of stupid, crazy movie. And anyone that knows me on this channel. I love a bad movie. So Cocaine Bear, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but I know it's based on a true story. So that alone has got me interested, man. So yeah, I'm up for that. Lego News is saying, see you later. So yeah, see you later, dude. Thank you for tuning in. And appreciate your support, man, as always. Ruddy says, I can't wait for the new Friday 13th movie, which was confirmed a few days ago. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that there was going to be a new movie. So that's brand new to me. I know they make the prequel series. I mean, I'm interested in the movie. Yeah, if you know any more information on that, let me know. I'm very interested. I've not heard about that. Don't forget Kevin Williamson's greatest masterpiece, Dawson Creek. Never seen it, so I can't comment on that one, dude. But obviously I've heard of it. I've seen the DVD art. I've seen the box set and stuff like that. So yeah, that's cool. Babylon releases on digital this coming Tuesday, probably only in America. Oh, I would have thought so, because it's in the cinemas right now in the UK. It's only just come out like a week or two ago maximum. Yeah, I think America's had it for a little while, and I think they're getting the steelbook obviously earlier than we are in the UK. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I'll definitely revisit it again in the future. I enjoyed the movie. I can't say it's one of best of like Damien Chazelle's best movies, because it isn't for me personally. But I'll be interested, dude. Yeah, that's cool. And Verse Film says, great chat for us that day. We love horror, we direct horror and talk it. Thanks for your script list, Mike. Thanks, Norin, news up here. Well, thanks, dude, for tuning in. I really appreciate that, and definitely going to check out your channel as well if you love horror, directing and talk as well. Yeah, definitely sounds up my alley as well. So yeah, thanks, dude, for your support. I really appreciate it, and yeah, I'll be over to swing on your channel. Don't worry. Thanks for tuning in. Jason says, I think we are in an era of multiverse style. Spider-Man No Way Home and Into the Spider-Verse are really popular. Plus, Everything Everywhere All at Once will probably win Best Picture. All right, okay, let me check this Best Picture. Best Picture Oscars 2023. Right, sorry guys, just got my laptop right here, so let's have a little look. All right, so nominees for Best Picture, we've got All Quiet on the Western Front. Never seen it, so I can't comment. Avatar: Way of Water. Yeah, well, beautiful cinematography in that, so that could be a top one. The Banshees of Inisherin, if I've got that right. Seen that movie. Definitely looks beautiful. Elvis. I'm not huge in the movie. I can't see that winning over those so far. Everything Everywhere All at Once could definitely be a contender. Some fantastic editing in that as well. Fabelmans, not seen. Tar, not seen. Top Gun Maverick. I mean, it's a cool contender, but I don't know Best Picture. I mean, I would say like maybe like a couple of different categories, maybe. But I wouldn't say Best Picture. Triangle of Sadness, never seen it, and Woman Talking, never seen it. So I'm going to be honest. Out of the movies that I've seen, obviously it could be one that I've never seen that wins. And I can only just say the ones I've saw, which is Avatar, Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. I would probably say Avatar has my pick for Best Picture. Just purely because of like the cinematography and stuff like that in that movie. Not to say that the others don't have that, because they do. But I would go Avatar with that one. But if Everything Everywhere All at Once wins it, I wouldn't really be surprised, because again, the editing in that movie's fantastic. Some beautiful shots you could have like as like a wallpaper on your like phone or laptop or whatever. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think that's a good one. But I definitely agree about an era of multiverse movies at the moment, and I think that's the way superhero runners is going. But we'll wait and see. Lisa loves. Hey, Lisa, hope you're well. She says, I really hope they don't I really hope they don't tone Blade down. Yeah, I completely agree. I think with the legacy that like Wesley Snipes gave, and he's given his blessing, from going to that kind of like really kind of extreme kind of violent-ish movie to like a toned down one, I don't think it would work. I think there'd be a lot of backlash as well. So I completely agree with you, Lisa. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Let's have a look. We have got our Pro Physical Media saying evening. So hey, how you doing? He says, regarding MCU, ending after Endgame, I disagree, but they really need better, more cohesive plan. Absolutely, yeah, couldn't agree with this more. I think there's still some good stories to tell. I think the strong writing we've had for the past 10 years is really strong, to the point of just being like, oh yeah, end the MCU. I don't think that's fair. Spider-Man No Way Home, which came after Endgame, fantastic movie, plays on nostalgia, but plays on it in the right way, while adding like a really emotional story to it, and like Tom Holland really being the best Spider-Man he's been so far. Definitely that happened. I just think they needed more, because your plan, I agree. I think they need to start going back to 2 or 3 movies a year maximum, so people's got something to look forward to, and maybe 1 TV show in that time. We don't need a movie show, or like movie, TV show, movie. We don't need that. That's like far too much an oversaturation, to the point where they probably got to like where they are now. How they had it before, where they had 2 or 3 movies a year, perfect, because everyone's like, oh, we've got a couple of months till X project comes out. Oh, we've got another couple of months till another project comes out. We had time as an audience to digest it more. Whereas now, it's like as soon as Ant-Man comes out, they'll be like, oh, well, check out this next series next month on Disney Plus. And it's kind of like, well, Ant-Man's still out. We should kind of really be cherishing that, or maybe going to revisit that again if it's good, you know, or if it's bad, revisit to see, like, you know, solidify our final scores kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting how they do it anyway. But yeah, definitely need more cohesive plan, definitely. Lisa says, Dawson's Creek, now I feel old. Well, Lisa, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I am. I remember the show. I've never seen it again. I know everything about the DVD cover and everything like that. Yeah, it was a while ago, actually, Dawson's Creek. So thanks for making us feel old. Elisa says, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once will win Best Picture. I'd like to see Banshees win. Well, Banshees of Inisherin, whether you like that movie or whether you don't, I mean, there's no arguing to say that the cinematography in that movie is just absolutely beautiful, of island that they shoot there. Yeah, I mean, I think it could win because of just the fact that it is a movie that is just beautifully shot, and you know, it hasn't got like the huge reception that Everything Everywhere All at Once got at Avatar, but it still did respectful and all right, still was well received. I think it would be nice to win. I'm really not too sure which will win. I wouldn't be surprised though if it was Everything Everywhere All at Once or Avatar, if I'm being honest. Especially more Avatar. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Sorry about this, guys. Just a second. Right, cool. So yeah, sorry, I just got a message. Yeah, we've got Pro Physical Media. It says, I think Best Picture. I can't talk, guys. Let's start again. Pro Physical Media says, I think Best Picture needs a decent story to win. An Avatar looks great, but is a terrible film. 80-minute revenge story overstuffed with too much rubbish. I can't say I agree, if I'm being honest with you. And this could just be me, and I'm sure there might be other people here that agree, disagree, whatever. That's cool. I respect everyone's opinion. What I would say is, I definitely agree that I think Best Picture needs a good story to it, for sure. Some things I don't like in movies is where it's got beautiful cinematography, but the story is absolutely terrible and you're not invested in it, and it just seems like that movie's been made to win an award. I agree with that sense. But in terms of Avatar, though, it depends on how you feel on that movie, if I'm being honest. For me, I thought it was a really cool movie. I really liked the expansion of Pandora. It wasn't a little bit long. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely agree with you there. I would say it could have trimmed at least like 15, 20 minutes off, for sure. I agree. It didn't need to be as long as it was. But I think overall, though, it's adapted on the first story. It's shown us more of the world of Pandora and like a bit of outside of that. Still give us kind of like a revenge story. Yeah, you're right. But also expand on more characters and for things to come in the next movie, because James Cameron's already said he wants to make like 5 or 6 of these movies. So for me, I disagree with it a little bit because, yeah, it might be a little bit, it might seem a little bit overstuffed, but that's going to come into play in the next movie. And I think knowing that and James Cameron's visions of making the 3rd and 4th movie back to back, or this movie and the 3rd one back to back, I'm already prepared for like more stuff to come, so that filters into it. Whereas if they were just like, oh, we're making Avatar 2 and we're going to stop it here, then I could definitely agree with you, provisionally, and say like, oh, he's overstuffed it and there's too much here. I can't really agree, but again, I respect your opinion, and I can see what you mean by an 8-minute movie, though. That made me laugh, I'm going to be honest. We've got Josh from Through the Lens saying, hey, Mike. So, hey, Josh, hope you're well, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you to all you guys right now who's watching live or after the fact. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're watching live, I'll leave anything in the chat box over here, and I will get to it. If you just want to say hello, tell me how your week's been. If you want to talk about whatever, any topics, drop them in the chat, and I'll answer them. We got Jason saying, some famous actresses like Katie Holmes and Michelle Williams came out of Dawson's Creek. Michelle Williams has especially had a great career after winning 5 Oscar nominations. Wow, okay. I did not know that. So that's pretty cool. But I do know both ladies, Katie Holmes and Michelle Williams, not personally, obviously, but obviously through their works. Yeah, great actresses in their own respectful rights. And yeah, you tend to find sometimes that in TV shows, big actors and actresses come from them shows, like Ashton Kutcher, for example, from That 70 Show. Like, it was like a big actor, so yeah, you tend to find that, but never knew about Michelle Williams and Katie Holmes come from Dawson Creek. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. We've got Roddy. He says, sorry guys, I need to take a drink. He says, what is your favorite all-time song? Mine is Hip to Be Square by Huey Lewis and the News. He's become one of my favorite bands. Well, firstly, dude, that's awesome. Love Huey Lewis and the News. Obviously, big Back to the Future fan, so I love them. But I love the band in themselves. I think they produce some really great songs. Hip to Be Square is a fantastic song. Really, really catchy. I don't know if I have a favorite song by them. Now, obviously, I could say Power of Love, Back in Time goes Back to the Future. I would say a personal favorite Huey Lewis song outside of those two is probably Heart of Rock and Roll for me. But yeah, great song. In terms of like, what's your all-time favorite song? I can't answer that because I don't have one. Simply because I'll go through phases where, like, for example, at the moment, if I went on Spotify, I have a song from the anime series called Erased, the intro and the outro, that I play on loop all the time at the moment. But then I might switch to Maroon 5. I might switch to like a different band and stuff like that, or might go from anime to pop to kind of like rock, screamo, metal. I always switch. So at times I have a song I'll play on loop constantly, and then I'll change that at some point. I'll be like, oh, I remember this song. Oh, I love this song. And then I'll just play that on loop. So yeah, at the moment I'm listening to the intro and the outro of the anime series Erased. That's my current like kind of go-to song at the moment. That's what I can kind of answer with that. So I know I didn't really answer the full question, but that's as best as I could probably answer it, being honest. Josh says, Dush watched Infinity Pool, and it was so intriguing. Intriguing, I'm not sure there. Sorry, Josh. He says, not as good as Possessor, but it's still a truly great film. Wow, okay, yeah. I've been hearing kind of mixed things about Infinity Pool. Mostly good, if I'm being completely honest. So that's really cool. Yeah, I've never seen Possessor, so I can't comment on that one. But yeah, man, I'll definitely check it out. I think Norin was saying earlier we're getting that movie in March of this year. So yeah, definitely when it comes out, I'll check it out, man. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Sounds awesome movie, being honest. We got Ruddy saying that Babylon Steelbook looks stunning. If I end up liking the movie enough, I might get it. Yeah, I really wouldn't blame you. So anyone who's interested in the Babylon Steelbook, it is available on pre-order on Zavvi. Maybe other sites like HMV and stuff as well, but at least Zavvi. For me, the Steelbook looks nice. I'm not going to lie. Like, the back of it looks really nice. The front cover, I like. The only issue for me with that Steelbook is the pattern is duplicated on the top and the bottom. It's like the same design, and they're just like rotated for the bottom as well. I think it was a little bit lazy. I think they could have done like something a little bit different on the bottom. But the image art in the actual Steelbook itself, when you open it up, of like the party scene with Margot Robbie, that's awesome. Really, really like that. But yeah, dude, if you get the Steelbook, that'd be cool. I wouldn't be surprised. Looks good. Lisa says favorite song, "Comfortably Numb" by Pink Floyd. I've heard the song. Yeah, I like that song as well, Lisa. I can understand why it's a favorite. It's very catchy. And yeah, definitely a one that I would say if you haven't checked out that song, definitely recommend checking it out. Really catchy number. So cool to hear your favorite song, Lisa. And we've got Josh's favorite song. Might have to be Scott Street by Phoebe Bridgers. So I know Josh is a huge Phoebe Bridgers fan. I've never listened to any of the music. So I tell you what I'm going to do, Josh, after the stream, I'm going to listen to Scott Street by Phoebe Bridgers, and I'm going to message you to tell you I've listened to that song and what my thoughts are. But music-wise, I'm completely open, honest, on music. I like anything, as I said before. And I think it just depends on like kind of what catches your ear and stuff, and like what kind of just comes to you, Ruddy says, my favorite band are the Talking Heads easily, but Huey Lewis come in second. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. 2 cents. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, Talking Heads. I know of them. I don't think I've heard many of their songs, if I'm being honest, so I can't judge them on if I like them or not. But Huey Lewis comes in second. All right, dude, that's awesome. Jason says, I think the song at the end of Your Name would be your favorite. So don't get me wrong, Jason. I love Your Name soundtrack as a whole. That's fantastic. Again, it's one of those where, like tomorrow, I might go to the gym and listen to Your Name, a song called Zen Zen Zen. Love that song, by the way. I might listen to that just literally on repeat constantly, or the end song I'll listen to constantly. But yeah, at the moment, it's just the anime series Erase, the intro and outro. That's my go-to at the moment. Ruth says, I'm hearing mixed things about Infinity Pool. No clue what it's about. Being honest, I don't either, because every review I've heard, everyone's like, oh, it's wacky, it's crazy, it's an out there kind of movie, and that's all I know about it. So to be honest, I'm kind of glad I don't know what it's about, because I'd rather go in open to it, But yeah, worst case, Google will have your answer about what it's about. He said, I'm so sad that I paid £30 for a Black Adam 4K Steelbook because I hit the movie on second watch. Oh, man. Well, being honest, I wasn't a fan of Black Adam at all. And I think I might be in the very minority here. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. But I know a lot of people were, so I respect that, of course. Yeah, I think it's one of those where, yeah, obviously it's a lot of money, but to be honest, Steelbook's really cool. I mean, I showed earlier in the stream if you guys were watching or you weren't, but I picked up 2 Steelbooks today, Evil Dead and Sweeney Todd. And yeah, for me, if I pick up a Steelbook like this, I'll wait till it's like pre-owned and it's a lot cheaper. I usually don't tend to buy them on immediate release unless it's like my favorite movie of the year, like say the Batman from last year, my favorite movie of the year. I bought that immediately on Steelbook and the special edition. But yeah, dude, at the end of the day, at least you bought it and you supported Black Adam, which is cool. Worst case is you can always trade it in, I guess, or sell it on. But to be honest, Steelbooks are quite pricey as they are anyway, and they usually keep the value a lot of the time. So yeah, dude, at the end of the day, worst case, keep it, I got Josh saying, I watched quite a few things this week as I've been bedbound. Yeah, I know you've not been well, so I hope you're feeling better, dude. He says, watched Skinamarink, Uncut Gems again, and okay, I can't read that last one, Josh. I'm going to be honest, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I'm probably going to butcher it. Yeah, I saw your reviews for those on Letterboxd. Always follow you on Letterboxd, dude. Always love your thoughts. I've never seen Uncut Gems. That last title I've never heard of, so I've never seen it. And Skinamarink, Yeah, I've not seen it, but I don't really fancy watching 100 minutes of just shots up in a house, if I'm being honest, and windows and doors from what I've heard of that movie. I appreciate that it's an experimental kind of movie and it's been getting a lot of buzz. I'm happy for it. I'm glad that people have been enjoying the movie and supporting one of like a filmmaker who's not known doing this on $15,000 and making a killing. I support that kind of stuff because that's awesome. But one thing I will say is this, is whether you like Paranormal Activity or not, the first movie, at least it has a story. At least you can follow that movie. Whereas this, I've heard is like a lot of like interpretation, or it's like you don't see someone's head. It like just shows you like body from down, like downwards, like kind of camera angles. And I'm just like, I don't want to see that, if I'm being honest. Maybe I'm missing out on an absolute gem. I'm not going to lie, maybe I am. I'm not opposed to ever watching it in the future, but right now, I've got no interest, if I'm being honest. But if you've seen Skinamarink, let me know in the chat if you think it's good, if you think I should watch this. I've heard some really bad reviews, and then I've heard the odd good ones, so I'm a bit torn on it, if I'm being honest. He says, looking forward to hearing your thoughts on Scott Street. Yeah, dude, as I say, after the stream, I'm going to listen to the song, and I'm going to message you immediately. And that will be my introduction to Phoebe Bridgers as well, by the way. So I will let you know. Let's have a look. We've got Lisa saying, watched Your Name for the first time a couple of days ago. Really enjoyed it. Lisa, you're an absolute hero if you're still watching. I'm so glad that you finally watched it for the first time and you really enjoyed it as well. My favorite anime movie, period. I think it would take a hell of a lot to beat it, if I'm being completely honest. I appreciate it might not work for everyone, but pretty much everyone I've talked to really enjoys the movie. Just such a lovely, emotional movie. For anyone who is interested in terms of Your Name, I am going to be doing a live stream, like a full review and breakdown of the movie. I think with Jason the Old Millennial, Elliot from IMO Reviews, and Jacob Martin. But the lineup could change. We're going to talk about the movie, and I'm going to go into spoilers then and a little bit more about it, of how the movie was supposed to end and the changing of the ending that they did, which I don't want to spoil if you guys haven't seen it. So keep an eye out for that live stream. That's coming very soon. But I will talk at the end of the stream about content I've got coming up, because I've got quite a lot coming up, being honest. Let's have a look. We've got like Josh and Roddy talking amongst themselves. That's cool. I appreciate that. Roddy says, how much was that Evil Dead Steelbook? Yeah, so I got this at the shop today. So very quickly before I tell you guys how much it was, I looked on eBay and it said the cheapest copy of this, it said brand new, but it was completely dented, the steelbook case. It was £25. So what happened was, in CEX, anyone who doesn't know, CEX is a shop here in the UK that sells used physical media and physical games and stuff like that. And they had this behind the counter. So they had them stacked like that behind the counter. So you pretty much can't read whatever the heck the movie is. So what I did was, when I was in the queue, I took a photo and zoomed in on the photo to be like, oh yeah, they've got this title, this title, this title. This one was I want to look at. So yeah, so eBay, £25 was the cheapest copy of this. I got this for £10 today. So I was absolutely over the moon. As soon as I saw the price, I went straight on eBay. I was like, oh, how much is it on eBay? £15 cheaper in the shop. It's out of print as well. So I was like, right, I am snagging this for my collection. So yeah, £10 I managed to get that for. So absolutely over the moon with that as well. And the Sweeney Todd one, give me a second, because it just dropped down the back here. Here we go. So yes, that was £10. And then the Sweeney Todd one, Sweeney Todd would be cool. I really like the music in that one. Yeah, so I've only seen this movie twice, and it's been a long time ago. So the Sweeney Todd Steelbook was £1.50. So for anyone in America, maybe $2, $2.50 for Steelbook as well. It is only one disc. Yeah, it's only one disc. I've said this before about Steelbook in general, is to have these dividers here, which clearly should hold a booklet, but they never have the booklet in. So why did they do these? Make them as a 2-book set. Make them so there's 2 discs like this Evil Dead one, so it fills it in perfectly. Get rid of this stuff as well, because why do you need that in there? It makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, 2 Steelbooks that I managed to pick up today. So I might end up doing a quick YouTube video of like recent pickups, and these will be in them. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Jason, cool Steelbook, my friend. Definitely agree. And Ruddy says, "What the hell is Skinamarink?" Sounds like a Star Wars creature. So Skinamarink, from as far as I'm aware, and I might be completely wrong, is a movie made by a guy. Is like an experimental kind of movie. It's marketed as a horror movie, of course. He made it on $15,000 budget. It's kind of exploded a bit on TikTok from what I heard and got a lot of buzz. That's the movie. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil it because I've not seen it, and I don't want to give you more than that to spoil it. But Roddy says, "I only own 3 steelbooks. I'm starting to get addicted." Me too, my friend. Me too. If I can find any movie that is on a steelbook, than say a regular Blu-ray or 4K, I'll try get the steelbook to add it to the collection. Unless it's like crazy stupid price, then I won't bother at all. But yeah, I don't blame you for a steelbook collecting them, my friend. Really don't. I do the same. Just while I've caught them in the comments, I'm just gonna get a quick drink. Right, sorry about that, guys. I really had to kind of clear my throat a bit there. So yeah, so I've caught up on all the comments. So yeah, if you're still watching live right now, again, leave any comments in the chat. I will get to them. If you want to talk about anything and everything you want, if you've got any questions for me, but I'll tell you what I will do right now, while I am waiting for maybe see some more comments coming in. So I appreciate everyone who's coming in live right now and joining me. I'll talk a little bit about what content I've got coming up onto the channel within the next couple of weeks. So in February, you're going to see the Star Wars series live stream that I've been doing with Anthony A. Perez, Rashad G. Reviews, and Ryan from RWR Movie Reviews. And we're going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So that's going to be coming. I'm looking forward to that. I've also got I've got another live stream series. Yeah, the Back to the Future live stream series. I don't know how I forgot that. Yeah, so once a month, Back to the Future themed live stream. That's going to be happening in February also with my co-host Jason, the old millennial, and other guests as well. Other guests could be fellow YouTubers. It could be people who don't do YouTube at all. You just have to wait and see. So I've got 2 live stream series carrying on in the month of February. 2 videos I've got offhand coming next week, if I'm being honest, is going to be a Blu-ray hunt in York. So yeah, we recently went to York. Something big happened there. I might reveal that on the channel. But if you've got me on Facebook and stuff, you'll already know what that personal kind of announcement is. So yeah, Blu-ray hunt in York. And I'll show you guys kind of like a CEX hunt there. I've also got a new Mike Tries video coming out where I try a Back to the Future chocolate bar. Yeah, it was interesting. So that video is coming. So both of those are probably coming next week. But for anyone interested right now, just to let you know, the link down below in the description box is a link tree to all my socials, like Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd, and also Patreon. So if anyone who doesn't know, I do have a Patreon. I have 2 tiers per month, which is from £2 and £5 per month. You get different perks for each one. Any money goes towards the channel, and I've got some big plans for the channel. And I'm hoping to get some merch actually within the next month or 2, actually. So that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, got some awesome content coming up. For anyone who's watching live, let me know what content you've got coming up for the next week or 2 and what you're working on right now. I'd love to know that. But we've got a couple of more comments to catch up on. Rudy says, "It's a shame that Clerks Steelbook is out of print, so I know you love Clerks, my friend." Yeah, I've never seen them. But yeah, in terms of Clerks, I would say just keep an eye out for eBay. Yeah, keep an eye out on eBay if I'm going to be honest, because sometimes you'll get someone selling them maybe a little bit cheaper. And yeah, if you can add that steelbooks to your collection, definitely worth, because I know you love that movie, so that makes sense. Lisa says York is my favorite UK city. Absolutely, Lisa. Yeah, beautiful place, and so much to do there as well, and so much to see. I know that they have launched a shop in York, actually. It's been open 2 months. Me and my partner went there the other week. It's called the Society of Alchemists, if I've got that right. Very unusual shop. It's in the Shambles, so it's not too far from like the York Go shop as well. Very unique shop as well. I would definitely say worth recommending visiting if you're in York. Lisa says, "Will you be checking out The Whale or Knock at the Cabin?" Yeah, Lisa, absolutely. I'm going to be watching both of those movies. So I think in the UK we get The Whale next Friday, if I'm not mistaken, and Knock at the Cabin, I don't know if it's the same time or the week week or two after. I can't quite remember, if I'm being honest. Yeah, looking forward to both of them, if I'm going to be honest, because I know you're also saying I can't wait to check those out. I completely agree with you. The Whale, I've heard, is just like an emotional ride, so I'm really looking forward to that one. And Knock at the Cabin looks very intriguing. I've not seen a lot of M. Night Shyamalan movies before, so I know everyone's like, oh, his older movies were better, and they kind of dropped the ball now. I've not really seen a lot of them, so I just can't take each movie as they go, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I'm looking forward to both of them, if I'm being honest with you. And with Dave Bautista and Knock at the Cabin and Rupert Grint, I definitely intrigued in that pairing alone, you know. So yeah, definitely going to be checking both of them out. Ruddy says, my upcoming content is nothing for probably next few years. Yeah, so I know you take the time out at the moment, dude, so I understand. He says, Clerk is my all-time favorite movie, and as many copies as possible. Well, dude, I can vouch for you. Back to the Future right there. That yellow plutonium case, you know, right there. Hold on. There we go. That plutonium case right there. I didn't need to get that. I've got the Steelbook trilogy set. But yeah, I understand, my friend. But definitely, if you're going to add it to your physical media collection, if you're not going to Steelbook, I would say maybe worth investing in, especially if you can get it a bit cheaper, you know. And Norin says, awesome getting the chance to hang and live stream with you, Mike. Thanks again. Right now, taking the kids outside to watch them be scoundrels. Well, hey, brother, thank you for joining me earlier on. I really appreciate you, dude, and thank you for watching. Yeah, again, please go subscribe to Norin Radd89. Huge horror fan as well, and talks about a lot of horror on this channel. So if that's your kind of thing, I'm just like watching a chill dude on YouTube. Norin is your man. Yeah, awesome guy. Jason says, once I feel better, I have a new contest announcement I'm excited to share. Awesome, man. I'm very intrigued to see what content announcement you've got to share. That's really, really cool. I'm excited for you. Yeah, and you know, man, take it easy. Get well soon. Take as much time as you need to relax and get better. And yeah, definitely go support Jason, your Millennial. It's also at 200 subscribers nearly. So yeah, please go support Jason. One of the nicest people I've ever met on YouTube. So definitely go support him. And yeah, and if you guys are interested, I have also got a contest actually I'm going to be doing. So let me see if I can find it very quickly. Okay. So for anyone who doesn't know, up here is my physical media shelf. So you guys can't usually see that on camera. But yeah, just to let you guys know, for anyone who doesn't know as of yet, I am going to be announcing this very soon as well, Jason. So I'm actually going to kind of announce this on stream right now, but I will make a post about it. Very soon, I'm going to do a contest, a little giveaway for anyone who's interested to win this copy of Joker on 4K. So yeah, you know, whether you've got a 4K play yourself or whether you want to give it to a friend, family member, whatever, it is literally being used once. It is pretty much in brand new condition, comes with a slipcover, and it is a 2-disc set as well. As you guys can see, you get the 4K and the Blu-ray right there. And yeah, it's got some special features on there as well. Making of, behind the scenes footage, everything like that. And you also get a little leaflet card of DC movies coming soon or already is released that probably won't exist anymore. So you get that cool little leaflet in there. So yeah, so for anyone who's interested, keep an eye out on my channel. Very soon, I am going to be giving away this copy of Joker on 4K that comes with a slipcover. So yeah, going to be a free competition to enter. Of course, Patreons do get 2 entries for the competition. I'm not too sure what the rules of it yet. I'd definitely say I'll be subscribed to the channel, obviously. So I'm sure you guys have probably already done that. So at least that's kind of one of the criteria. But yeah, I might make like a little video, kind of like contest entry kind of video, and explain the rules on there. Not going to be many rules, don't worry. It's not going to be like a million things you have to do. It might be like 1 or 2 things. But yeah, I've actually got Joker on 4K, like massive special edition one. So I'm keeping this one, of course, but I've got that. But because I've got a duplicate, I want to do more competitions on the channel as it is and give more stuff away and being more interactive with you guys. That's why I love doing live streams, and being honest with you, a lot of time I prefer doing a live stream over a pre-made video. But yeah, you know, if I've got anything extra to give away or something really cool, I want to do that, you know. So Joker, I know a lot of people maybe don't own this on 4K, maybe own it on DVD or Blu-ray. So at least it'll be a nice little upgrade. And yeah, just a free competition. And yeah, so keep an eye out for that on the channel, and I will soon be giving away Joker on 4K. So whether you want to own this for yourself, give it to a family member, friend, to another YouTuber, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I will be giving away that very, very shortly. So yeah, if you're interested, love to know. Lisa says, we'll give Norin a sub. Gotta love a horror fan. Absolutely well, Lisa. Norin covers a lot of horror. He's ranked like the Friday the 13th series. He's ranked all the Leprechaun movies. He's done a lot of rankings. So I think you and him will get on very, very well. I know Lisa's a huge horror fan. So yeah, really don't blame me. I'm going to take another quick drink. Let's have a little look here. Okay, cool. So yeah, caught up on the comments for now. So yeah, that's just a little competition to let you guys know of what's going to be coming on the channel very shortly. Yeah, I was talking a little bit before about content coming up as well. So I've got that coming up. I'm going to be doing like a couple of early screeners and stuff you guys can come to expect. And I've also got like a couple of other like different series as well coming up as well. So another little cool series I've got coming up. I'm going to show you guys actually right now. So you guys are getting all the announcements tonight. So I'm going to rename this live stream for announcements as well. So I'm going to be doing a series coming up very shortly. I'm not sure when, but probably within the next month or two, I would have thought. So for anyone who doesn't know this, so personally, I'm not a good drawer at all. I don't know how to draw. I could draw a stick man. If you want a stick man, you'll get a good one of that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know how to draw. So I thought of doing like a new series on the channel, which I thought would be kind of cool, is watching Mike draw. I don't know. I haven't got a title for it, guys. Just wait and see. So for Christmas, my awesome partner got me this book about how to draw manga in a 10-step drawing stage. So I'm actually going to be doing a series on my channel where I'm going to draw. I'm going to try to draw. I think it'll be cool, something a little bit different for the channel. And I might be doing a little partnership with Will Shriek, who does incredible artwork as well. So keep an eye out for that. But yes, I've always wanted to know how to draw. I've always wanted to learn to draw, whether it's anime, whether it's just drawing in general. I've always wanted to know. So I think this is going to be a cool series where you guys can laugh at my drawings, laugh at my progress, and eventually, you know, if I can master this 10-step stage, I might go on to try draw something else. You know, I'll take requests and draw something. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a series coming to the channel very, very shortly. So I'm excited. I say, like, I did a video on this in 2022 at the end, saying about everything coming up in 2023. I'll be honest with you guys, I've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up, a lot of things, and a lot of different kind of series and stuff I want to bring to the channel. I'm going to continue doing that. Going to continue bringing different stuff to the channel as well. And yeah, got a lot of exciting things and projects coming this year. So keep an eye out for that. But again, if you're watching live, let me know what you're working on right now. If you've got anything exciting coming on, if you want to join the chat, drop any questions you want, drop any comments. Let me know. Let me know. And yeah, I'm just got notifications on my laptop here. So apologies for any little delays here. Just bear with me. Just a second. Okay, just a moment. Okay. Sorry about this, guys. Just a second. Okay, so yeah, sorry about guys. So yeah, I've caught up on all the chats at the moment. Yeah, Lisa saying got a scoop, Mike. Nice to get a chance. Nice to get a chance to catch you live for a little bit. Yeah, well, Lisa, well, thank you so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, always appreciate your support. Awesome YouTuber as well, by the way. So if you're not subscribed to Lisa Love, I love her weekly catch-ups that she does and goes over everything that she's watching that week, date order as well, and star ratings and stuff. So yeah, definitely go check out Lisa. Awesome YouTuber as well, and a really great person. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, Lisa. Really, really appreciate it. And yeah, just while waiting for a couple more comments here, guys. yeah, just let's have a look. All right, yeah. So as I say, guys, if you're watching live right now, I'll leave any chats below and we'll get to them. I got a dimension on Scott. So hey, Scott, hope you're well. It says, hey, how's it going? Yeah, going good. Hope you're doing good. It's snowing here. Wow. Okay, whereabouts are you at? I know you're in America, but whereabouts are you at, dude? I'm currently playing Dragon Ball Fighters. Awesome. I don't know of that game. I know of Dragon Ball, so obviously I know what's in that universe. That sounds awesome, dude. But yeah, I hope you're keeping safe, especially if it's snowing as well. Yeah, that's crazy that it's snowing where you're at today. But yeah, dude, I hope you're safe. Hope everyone's safe in the town, city, state, wherever you're at, my friend. Yeah, it's nuts. But yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters, never heard of it, my friend. I can't say I have. Yeah, let's just have a look. Yeah, so just to let you guys know, if anyone is watching live right now and I've got you on Facebook, feel free to drop me a message and I will see about getting you on the stream if you're watching live right now. So yeah, I'm by myself at the moment. Just waiting for a couple more comments coming in and maybe see if anyone else joins. That'd be cool. If not, it'll just be myself and just replying to you guys. So yeah, gone over a competition I've got coming up. Gone over a little bit of a couple of series and stuff I'm going to be doing and a couple of projects, which is awesome. Got my brother Joe. Joe's on one. He says, "What's the next movie you've seen at cinema, Mike?" Yeah, I'm not really too sure right now. So I think if I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably going to be next week, probably towards the end of next week, and I think I'm going to go see The Whale. I think The Whale with Brendan Fraser is my next movie I'm going to be checking out. Really excited for that movie. I think it's going to be a pretty cool one, and I've heard it's like an emotional one as well. I don't know if I have any other movies I'm going to check out or anything else coming out that I'm really intrigued by, if I'm being honest. The Whale or Knock at the Cabin, whatever one comes out first, I'm probably going to go see next. And it's not really much on at the moment. The other night, me and my partner went to see Megan or M. Freegan or whatever you want to call that movie. Yeah, I want to see that. It was, not too bad of a movie. Nothing terrible, but nothing great either. Kind of just in the middle of the road movie. But yeah, I think The Whale is going to be the next movie that I'm going to check out. But what about you guys watching live right now? Are you going to the cinema anytime soon? If so, what's your next movie you're going to go check out? Let me know in the comments. Because I know America as well gets like different movies at different times than us in the UK and vice versa. That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? But yeah, live right now here on a Saturday night, just chilling, hanging out with you guys. So again, thank you for tuning in live right now, or if you're watching this on the replay. Really, really appreciate it. Always enjoy doing live streams. I find them a lot better and easier than doing kind of pre-videos. I enjoy doing them, don't get me wrong, of course, but I always enjoy doing live streams. So yeah, I'm going to, while I am waiting for a couple of comments to come in, I'm just going to send out a couple of invites for the live stream to people I know. And yeah, we'll see if we get some more people in here for you guys as well and get the conversation going a little bit more as well for anyone who is interested. But again, I appreciate all you guys right now who's tuning in and watching live. So yeah, let's have a little look. Let's have a quick check here. Okay. There we go. So we'll wait and see. So yeah, so we've got Dimension Scott. Sorry about that, guys. Sending out a couple of invites. I got Scott saying, I'm considering Winnie the Pooh. It's going to be my birthday. Yeah, okay. Like, are you in terms of like Winnie the Pooh the anime series or Winnie the Pooh the horror movie? Because I know they made a horror movie, and I think that's coming out this year as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's going to be an unusual one. I hope it's the horror movie you're going to watch, Scott, because I'm definitely going to be watching that one. I think it's going to be bad, but I think it's going to be a funny bad. Good. Joe was saying, so good. Cobra Kai is coming to an end. Yeah, me too. So I discussed this on Jamie's live stream last night. Yeah, really good to be seeing it coming to an end. Being honest with you, in a way, it's a good thing because also in the announcement that Josh Hurwitz put on, who's one of the co-creators of Cobra Kai, he put on that's going to be the last season, but he's put on where it's not like Netflix have told them, right, you're doing no more seasons, like that's it, you know. Like it seems as if they are ending it because they kind of want to end it now while it's on like a high and not on a note where it is dragging it out constantly, So I think it's going to be interesting to say the least. But yeah, I'm a little bit good to come to an end, but I'm also kind of happy that they're making a good decision instead of, letting it drag out, Jason says, I watched The Phantom of the Open. It's an odd story to do with you, and I can't believe it's a true story. Yeah, me either. Let me know, Jason, if you're still watching, by the way, if you enjoyed the movie. I found it to be a really fun British comedy, if I'm being honest. And just such an odd story, but a really funny one as well. I've got Jason saying, happy birthday, Scott. Yeah, happy birthday, man. I don't think it is. He said it's going to be my birthday. So is it your birthday, Scott? Is it not? I don't think it is, but if it is, dude, happy birthday nonetheless. The horror movie I'm thinking because I like a fun horror. Yeah, me too, my friend. So yeah, a fun kind of Winnie the Pooh horror movie that would be unique. But yeah, that would be pretty cool, my friend. And I hope you have a great birthday as well, whenever that is. But yeah, that new movie looks bizarre, we'll say that. Jason says, Cobra Kai is great, but I'm not sure where else the story can go. Yeah, I think besides the World Tournament, I think that's probably like maximum it can go, or like where it can go up to, if I'm being honest. Unless they do spin-offs, of course. But I think as of now, I think it's a bit tough to kind of be like, oh, it can go in a million different directions, because I don't think it can, because season 5 wrapped up quite nicely and perfectly, if I'm being honest. And then it kind of didn't, like, it kind of then being like, oh yeah, we'll end on the cliffhanger for another season. So I'm kind of hoping last season they just go all out, kind of just bonkers, kind of just all to the wall, and end on a high note, That's what I'm hoping for. Let's have a look. Scott says, my birthday isn't until the 16th of February. Well, yeah, dude. Well, you've got a couple of weeks to prepare. So that's awesome. And yeah, I hope you have a great birthday, my friend. And yeah, watching Winnie the Pooh, the horror movie, that'll be a pretty cool one. Rudy says, kind of annoyed because I've been banned from a certain person's live stream chat for no reason. Yeah, I don't want to know who that is, Rudy. Obviously, that's between you guys. But sorry to hear that you've been banned. I don't know about anything about that at all. But yeah, sorry to hear that, dude. Hopefully it gets fixed and you can be on chats and stuff like that, Got 3D Movie Cinema, so hey man, he says, hey Mike, sorry can't join the stream, not at home, but wanted to say hi and thank you for everything. Yeah, welcome, dude. No problem about joining the stream. Definitely be cool to have you in the future. And yeah, I've got Joe saying, yeah, it's only so far can go, but the quality of the show is so consistent. Absolutely. Sometimes when shows drag out, the previous seasons tend to be poor, but this has been constant quality. Yeah, so I agree. Like Cobra Kai has been constant. Yeah, absolutely. They've always had like constant seasons where it's been getting like kind of better and better and better as it goes on, or at least staying like the same level. I think to the point though is like what Jason said is like, how many more stories can you show, or how many stories can you keep giving before it kind of comes just rinse and repeat and you get bored, or people start getting bored? I think ending on a high note, while it's at a high, is a good thing. At least we have like a really good like ending. We can revisit all them 6 seasons and the first 3-4 movies, and we've got a lot to go on, So I agree with you, Joe. It's definitely been constant, but I also agree the fact that it's gonna, I think it could end on a high. I really do. Got Roddy says, not going to try to bring drama. Yeah, fair dues. Pete says, going to see Infinity Pool when it comes out. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm intrigued. I don't know anything about the movie. I've seen like a couple of reviews of people saying, yeah, it's good, it's been intriguing, it's kind of like a wacky movie. So definitely go to check it out, my friend, when it comes out. I think we get it in March, if I'm not mistaken. And Jason says about Phantom of the Open, it was okay. I kept waiting for him to get good, so I was a bit confused by the story. He seemed a little delusional about his skills and don't really care about a guy who is a bit of a loser. Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know about Phantom of the Open, it's based on a true story about a golfer who scores like the worst round of golf in history. So this guy is delusional. He thinks he's good at golf, or he wants to be in the PGA, sees it on TV, and he submits an application to the PGA, who for some reason they accept him because they think, oh, well, why would they apply if they're not professional? And obviously this guy has the worst round of golf out there. But I just think it's like a good kind of British comedy. You know, it's definitely funny. Definitely got really good comedic moments. And yeah, he was a bit of a loser in terms of the guy and like thinking about his skills. But I think it's kind of funny of that he submitted the application for professional golf and like the PGA and he got accepted. You know, I think that's just hilarious in its own thing, you know. But you know, you said it was okay, so at least you didn't hate the movie. I will say that. Pete says, hey Mike, can't make it tonight as I've not been got home long food shopping. Yeah, no worries, dude. Well, love to have you on in the future, Pete. Always welcome to the channel, my friend. Jason says, like I felt Walking Dead went on too long. Yeah, different kind of thing though, you know, like Walking Dead went on too long. Definitely should have ended it before getting to like seasons 11 or 12. I know if Jamie from In the Rose watching this, she'll definitely disagree. But yeah, that definitely went on too long. Completely agree with you on that one. Okay, so before I get to this question by Pete, yes, number one, thoughts on Indiana Jones 5. I'm not bothered if I'm being honest with you. I feel like they should have left it at the 3 movies. Not try to do a 4th one with Shia LaBeouf back in the day. And this one kind of feels like they're trying to make this movie to make up for the 4th movie, which wouldn't have needed to be done if they didn't make after the 3rd movie. At this point, Harrison Ford's getting like his very old age. Not saying that he can't act or can't do stunts or that anymore, because I'm sure the guy can. Obviously, I know he had that injury on the set of Indiana Jones 5 where I think he hurt his shoulder, so broke his shoulder. I can't remember what it was. I just feel like this movie's absolutely unnecessary, if I'm being honest, and I'm not hyped for it at all. Don't get me wrong, it could be an amazing movie, it could be the best one out of the whole lot of them, but I'm not hyped for it, if I'm being honest. And Pete says, what was your favorite and least favorite horror franchise? Very good question, Pete. Yeah, I would say it's a bit of a tough one for me to answer, simply because I've not seen every installment of Halloween. I've not seen every installment of Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think the one I've seen most installments on is like a full franchise. It's probably Chucky with my partner. So if I'm going to go on franchise I've seen every installment on, obviously Chucky would be the number one. Least favorite is well, actually I've seen all the Final Destination movies as well. I quite like them, but least favorite, I really don't know if I have one. I think I tend to find with myself personally is I like the first movie and then like maybe the second one, but then as it goes on, it just gets stupider and stupider, or like it loses that original appeal about what made it so special, you know? Like for me, for example, I loved like Happy Death Day, but when they made the sequel, Happy Death Day to You, I think it was called, wasn't really a fan of that one, and I felt like they're trying to go too over the top with too complicated with a complex storyline for like just like an original kind of just silly wacky idea that I had originally. So I would say probably that answer myself would be kind of like some sequels I'm not huge on. I've not really seen a lot of full horror franchises, so I can't really comment. But yeah, I like the Chucky series. I like the Final Destination series for most part. There is a couple of stinker installments in there, or somewhere they just overstretched it and it just didn't need to be. But yeah, definitely interesting to say the least. Yeah, so I'm caught up on the comments, and yeah, again, I just appreciate any of you guys tuning in live right now on Saturday night, joining me on the stream and talking. Answer your question. Jason says, "Who's the best horror villain?" I would go with Pennywise the Clown. All right, so Pennywise, solid horror villain, yeah, memorable as well. Tough one if I'm being honest. Because it depends on like a horror villain in terms of like a solo movie, a franchise, like kind of like It with Ozzy Part 1 and 2, and then like the older kind of like TV kind of made for TV series they did. Pennywise is a solid one. I would say Art the Clown is a solid villain as well, because he you like him in a way, but you also obviously he's very evil at the same time. So it's kind of one of those where it's a bit of a tough one to answer. Pennywise is also no. I will definitely say that. Like Jason Voorhees is cool, Michael Myers is cool, Freddy Krueger is cool, Chucky is awesome as well. So I don't think I have a favorite, if I'm being completely honest. But they're obviously horror icons for a reason, you know, definitely Pennywise. And Joe says, have you been watching The Last of Us? Yeah. So I've been following along with this every week, seeing the first 2 episodes. Really, really good series so far. And the production value is awesome. Looks really, really cool. Like the world building and the clickers that we saw in the last episode are really, really awesome. I'm intrigued to see like where the series is going to go. I think it's 9 episodes long. I'm intrigued to see where the series is going to go and how it's going to end. And obviously they're renewed for a 2nd season. So it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, Last of Us, awesome series so far. Really interested to see how it plays out. And Jason says, I figured you say Art the Clown. Yeah, love Art the Clown. So yeah, guys, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up. So firstly, I just want to say I appreciate all you guys for tuning in live after the fact, watching this back. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me on a Saturday night. It's been a fun little stream. And yeah, definitely going to be doing more hangouts again this month, in February, next month. Because pretty much nearly February as it is. Star Wars Episode 2 live stream is going to become with Jason, Rashad, and Anthony Perez. Back to the Future stream, Rashad, Anthony, and Ryan. Back to the Future stream is going to be Jason. He's my co-host on that one, and a couple of guests coming. And I'm going to be doing more hangout and chats. I may even be doing a live Lego build and chat as well in February. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in live after the fact. And until next time, I will see you later.